Radiant's
All right,
banned.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to AD2L Season 5 Race for the Championship. Tonight we have Team OS versus Black Sheep
Dyer's
Wall.
banned.
So far we've got Tidehunter band coming out for Team OS and the Death Prophet band for Black Sheep Wall. Two big heroes in team fights. Death Prophet especially big with her ability to push using that ultimate.
10
Tidehunter,
seconds to go.
big team fight presence. He can off lane, do a decent
5
job there,
seconds.
and with the Ravage coming out, just huge presence. So a couple of bands I like to see. Ogre
Radiant's
Magi
banned.
getting a lot of hate in this league. I've seen him banned or picked almost every game. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that he's just so durable. He's got that 3 hit point base regeneration, multicast, just really nasty, able to do a lot of damage.
10 seconds
And
to go.
Ignite's such a big factor on heroes that can blink. You put that on them, and that really just puts a damper on their ability to get into fights
Dyer's
or get out of
pick.
fights even. So another hero, Brewmaster, not a surprise there. Just a really annoying hero to play against. They're not going to be able to pick him, which they aren't because the bans are up. You know, someone who you see banned quite often, just dominate that middle lane, and so hard to take down without the proper crowd control. So Team OS with their first pick coming up. Be very interested to see who they pick
10
first.
seconds to go. 5 seconds.
Having followed a little bit of this league, I
Reserve
have
time.
not seen either of these two teams in action yet, so not really sure what their play style is, but should be quite interesting. So Omni Knight, a hero I love to
Radiant's
see. His
pick.
repel, such a powerful ability. If you don't have some counter to that, it's a free Black King bar for whichever hero he casts it on. So Invoker coming out.
Radiant's pick.
Centaur Warrunner, okay. So
Dyer's pick.
interesting picks so far. Maybe not the most common of all picks. Invoker you see quite often. Omni Knight again, you know, a solid support hero. Centaur, not a real big surprise. So let's see what Team OS has to say about these two picks. Omni Knight being a fairly good counter against this. With his ability to heal and swing the life back when Centaur
10
runs people
seconds
over
to
with a
go.
stampede. Also his magic immunity and repel. So Skywrath, a great
Dyer's
choice against that
banned.
Invoker. Really shuts him down with his silence, just allowing him to take that extra magic damage to take him down in a hurry. So I like the Skywrath pick coming out. A lot of early game ganking capabilities with the concussive shot. A lot of
Someone's
damage
dropped
output.
out like a kid in school.
Just able to spam that Arcane Bolt. So Skywrath always a great pick. So the next band coming out is Dazzle. Want to make sure they can't keep people alive like Centaur. I think that's a pretty good ban. Even Invoker, again, we said the Skywrath, the
10
Ancient
seconds
Seal,
to
really
go.
able to shut him down, take him down quite quickly.
5 seconds. Reserve time.
So Black Sheep are all really debating this next ban. What can they do against the Omni Knight? So banning out the Bat Rider,
Dyer's
getting rid of an
banned.
off-lane option, maybe the ability to pick off Invoker again, or even Centaur if he doesn't have the ability to ult. That really takes a lot away from their team fight presence.
10 seconds to go. 5 spout time.
So the Sand King ban.
Radiant's banned.
Okay. At this point, not really any
Looks like we lost one.
super strong counters or anything. Sand King just a decent ban. He brings a lot of
Oh,
crowd
good.
control to the table, a lot of damage with the epicenter.
10 seconds
maybe
to
with
go.
Omni Knight and his repel, they just didn't want him
5
to have.
seconds.
I don't know. Only being able to repel one hero, they didn't want all the AoE magic damage that the Sand King can bring to the table.
Reserve time.
So Faceless Void getting banned out. I'm actually
Radiant's
kind of
pick.
surprised that he wasn't banned a little earlier. Chronosphere being such a powerful ability, especially, I don't know. Maybe surprised that it wasn't banned by OS, because with Invoker and his Sunstrike with Void, if you put him in the off lane, he can get all kinds of damage.
Dyer's pick.
It's almost a guaranteed kill every time. And as well, maybe they're just worried about the Skywrath Faceless Void combo, the Mystic Flare. So Silencer pick coming up. Always a great hero to have on your team. Global Silence, so powerful, especially against an Omni Knight hero who's primarily based on reactions, you know, Purification and Repel. Somebody starts to get locked down or hit, you hit him with the heal, hit him with that magic immunity, even the Guardian Angel. If he's not able to apply those buffs to his teammates, that really takes him out of the fight. Skywrath, again, being a caster, all his damage comes from his spells. So Silencer, a great pickup. So Legion Commander, again, that's another good combo with Skywrath. So far they've got a great pick in the Omni Knight and the Skywrath to support that Legion Commander. She gets in the fight, forcing the target to attack, getting that melee range, drop the Purification, make it so she can't die with the Guardian Angel and the Repel, and also drop the Mystic Flare on whoever Legion Commander happens to be ulting. And that's pretty much a guaranteed kill every time. So decent pickup with the Legion Commander, also with that snowball ability of just being able to pack on damage all game.
5 seconds.
I think so far they've got themselves a nice little unit of heroes. But again, with the Silencer, you know, that might thwart plans for Team OS. So it's all going to come down to how it's played. Not one team overwhelmingly favored in the drafting stage so far, I would say. So 4th pick coming up for Black Sheep Wall. Interested to see who they pick up.
Lion.
So Lion getting an extra little bit of burst damage out there. All the spells from Invoker, Centaur with the double edge, Silencer with the curse, or I'm sorry, the last word. Curse not doing quite as much damage as the burst, but last word. So lots of burst potential on Black Sheep Wall's side. You know, not so much of that early game on Team OS side. But Lion also an interesting choice going up against that Omni Knight with his ability to cast the Repel. So, you know, just again, another one of those heroes that might not be as effective if Omni Knight is able to come and make the plays. Or Skywrath with the
Reserve
silence.
time.
So 4th pick now coming up for Team OS. Let's see how they respond. Wondering if they're going to try and add to this combo that they've got going on and really focus on the Legion Commander as their premier carry. Or if they're going to pick up maybe someone they can fall back on a little bit. Maybe an off-lane kind of carry. You know, the Void option getting taken out. Weaver is still an option that's on the board that they might pick up. That way they can have a couple carries in case Legion Commander does get shut down by this gank potential. A lot of stun, a lot of lockdown. Invoker having quite an array of disables. Lion as well. So Viper getting picked up. So there's that kind of secondary carry. They can send Viper middle and have all kinds of extra damage potential. I think that's a good pick.
Seconds to
so
go.
now Black Sheep Wall, I'm kind of wondering if they're going to have maybe Invoker and
5
Silencer
seconds.
going kind of that physical damage role. You know, Invoker able to do a lot if he gets the Exort. So we'll see as these bans and these picks come out what they choose to do with that. But yeah, Viper, I think a really good hero, able to kind of hunt down some of these squishies like Invoker, Silencer, and Lion. Just repeatedly putting that poison attack on them, doing the extra damage with the Nether Toxin. Just being so tanky, his ability to resist magic damage. Again, Invoker, Lion, even Centaur to some degree doing just tons of magic damage. It won't hurt him to have an extra durable physical damage dealer. So ban number 5 for Black Sheep Wall. Who's it going to be? So the anti-mage ban, they really are going to be relying on their mana. And you know, with heroes like Silencer and Lion, even Invoker can get quite a large mana pool. That anti-mage ult could be devastating. So I do appreciate the anti-mage ban. Even though they do have a lot of lockdown, and you know, he maybe wouldn't be that threatening, his ultimate could still do a number, no matter how much farm he got. So I do agree with the anti-mage ban here. Not saying it was the only ban they could have went with, but still a decent ban. And the Lycan band coming out from the dire side. So I'm not sure if because of Centaur and the Stampede and all the disables they have, they were worried about the early push, or maybe just the fact that these 4 heroes can do a decent job of controlling the map themselves. And you know, the Medusa attests to that. Medusa being a hero who needs a lot of farm, really has to rely on those other 4 heroes to control the game while she builds up. Maybe that's what they're afraid of, and that's why they banned Lycan out. But either way, Black Sheep Wall picking up Medusa as their 5th pick. Let's see what Team OS has for their 5th pick.
Ten seconds to go. 5 seconds.
So entering the reserve time period, really thinking about this 5th pick. With Silencer, Lion, Centaur, and Invoker, they do have a lot of early crowd control, enough tankiness in Centaur and survivability in some of these heroes that it can be challenging for Dire to get a foothold. Because as we talked about, early there's not a tremendous amount of damage coming out from Legion Commander, Skywrath, and Omni Knight, at least not until level 7. Omni Knight doing his pure damage with his heal, and Skywrath with his Mystic Flare that he picks up at 6 adds a whole lot of damage. But before that, if they can get they do have a lot more, I should say, crowd control options with the Earth Spike, the Hex, just the silences and the curses, controlling their mana, hoof stomps, the wide array of spells
10 seconds to
utilize. So, very interested to see what OS is thinking. So, Spectre. Probably not who I would have went with. Looks like they're going to try and survive and make it to that later game stage. Dodge the pushes, but how is Spectre going to be able to compete with Medusa? We will find out soon enough, as the game is just about to be underway. So waiting on players to pick their heroes. We'll go through the lineups once we load in. Looks like we had a little bit of a connection issue.
Ten seconds to go. 5 seconds.
And here we go.
Everybody get set.
So OS off to an early start, lots of pings coming out, items being purchased very quickly, and they are on the move. Looks like all 5 of them are going to head towards that bottom area. Bottom 4, BSW, we've got Medusa in the safe lane, played by Azir. Sirius on the silencer, also going with him to support him, and it looks like Unlimited, playing Lion, will be going as well. Invoker mid, played by Mercury, pretty standard, and Maestro in the off lane on that Centaur, another pretty standard play. So here we go. All 5 heroes from OS. They're going to find Sirius. They're going to spot him out, give him with a couple slows. Dagger coming out. Auto attacks going in. CTN closing the distance. He does have quite a bit of health left. He's going to try and juke. He cuts through the forest. Earth Spike coming out, and it looks like Sirius is going to be just fine, forcing OS to retreat. So nothing doing with the aggressive 5-man strategy. So didn't quite get a chance to go through OS's lineup yet. Looks like we got Rocky playing Viper. We got Valen,
and they're off.
The Skywrath Mage. Freestyle playing Omni Knight. ZVN on Spectre, and CTN, all these digits and letters, playing the Legion Commander. So still a lot of rotations going on. I'm going to anticipate that Omni Knight and Skywrath are going to follow Spectre. Well, maybe not. We'll see. Freestyle confusing me a little bit here with his strategy. So Skywrath placing the ward. So it looks like Freestyle might hang out. Well, I'm not exactly sure what they're doing. The supports are spending a lot of time just kind of hanging out. A lot of issues over where the wards are going to be. Skyrath still finding himself in a bit of limbo here. So Freestyle finding his way top to help out ZVN against the Maestro. Rock taking the bottom lane. Gonna have the Skyrath to support him. He's gonna be up against the tri-lane of Lion, Medusa, and Silencer. As things start to settle down a little bit here. So I'm kind of wondering where the most kill potential is going to be, but it doesn't look like there's a whole lot going on. Sirius going to be stacking the jungle. Medusa, not a whole lot of early game kill potential, even when coupled with the Lion with 2 disables. Is he level 2 yet? He's not level 2 yet, so he currently only has 1 disable. You know, with Skyrath being able to slow and Viper just being as relatively durable as he is, you know, real tough to take down. Centaur just kind of doing his thing, being super tanky. You know, I think if we're going to see a kill, the greatest chance is probably going to be in this middle lane. But, you know, we'll just kind of follow the action, watch a little bit of farm, and see where it goes. So Skyrath taking a little bit of harass, but it's not going to be too much. Throwing a little bit back. But yeah, all kinds of ward battling going on from these supports early. Just kind of scattered amongst the map, throwing them down, taking auto attacks. So Mercury on Invoke are going to be going Quas Exort build. Pretty standard for a mid build. He doesn't need a whole lot of... He doesn't really need to go the Quas Wex build because he's got plenty of disable in the Lion and the Centaur as well as the Silencer. So I like the more aggressive build out of the Invoker. But yeah, not too much action going on. It looks like it's going to be kind of a slow start.
Denied.
Yeah, Valen taking a bit of harass again. Yeah, that Mystic Snake, if you are able to level that skill up and it it happens to hit a hero on the last jump, you can get quite a bit of damage in and quite a bit of mana back. So, you know, really positioning. If you're playing against the Medusa, positioning is of the utmost importance to make sure you don't take tons of damage and give her all the mana she just spent back. So a little bit of action.
Radiant's bottom tower ain't a pretty
Rock
sight
finding
right
that
now.
Silencer's doing some pulling work, but Lion going to be coming up behind him, putting in some auto attacks. Sirius taking the damage. Curse of the Silent comes out. He will get stunned. He's going to take the auto attacks, but just Viper being so tanky. He's going to get away. Sirius going to take some. Valen got the curse on him. Is he going to be able to... Alright, his curse is still too low level. Not going to do too much. Everybody will get away safely. So still no kills, 4 minutes, 20 seconds in. We got Farm Fest 2014. So I really think if BSW wants this to be beneficial for them, you know, maybe try and push this Rock out a little bit. They do have the 2 supports just kind of idling by. I understand Medusa does need a lot of farm, but you know, if these 2 are just standing here and there's 1 hero and he's still able to stay in experience range, and, I mean, really in the tower they can't, but when he was up here a little further, they really need to be either putting pressure on him or doing some more work in the jungle, maybe luring him out again like they did, trying to get themselves in position to make a kill. But yeah, still a slow start. You know, a lot of late game relying on this. You know, maybe the Silencer building up some intelligence, Medusa and the Spectre. Lots of late game carries. So let's take a look at the last hits. If I can find the right key. There we go. So Spectre sitting at 29 and 5. versus the Centaur at 24 and 4. And again, you know, there's been a lot of supports rotating in and out, so he's doing a fine job of getting farm. We got Invoker sitting at 24 and 10 versus the Legion Commander, who also has 24 last hits, but only 8 denies. And down here we have Medusa. Medusa, where is Medusa? Oh, 21. Wow. Alright, so 21 and 7 for Azure playing the Medusa. But like I said, 14 and 8 is really not bad considering Viper has been alone most of the game against 2 or 3 of these heroes for Black Sheep Wall most of the time. So Viper doing a good job. You know, maybe a little bit of misplay by BSW, not putting enough pressure on him, allowing him to get that farm. But here we do have some rotations from OS. Centaur ultimate coming out. It's gonna go in on Sunstrike. It does miss, so ZVN gonna get away with about 15 health.
Purified.
So still no first blood 7 minutes in. Black Sheep Wall versus Team OS. Very defensive game thus far. So as you know, as we kind of talked about a little bit before, the Mystic Snake being able to do a lot of damage if you're not quite in the right position. If it happens to be one of the last bounces and it's on you, it does deal quite a bit of damage and it takes quite a bit of mana, and that just allows her to continue to be able to put that damage out. So, you know, you really want to stay away from that if at all possible. But I think this just does go back to the confidence that Rock has being able to stay up in that lane because there hasn't been a whole lot of harassment put on him. Centaur Stomp. Sunstrike comes out. There's our first blood. Maestro taking down the Spectre, played by ZVN. And that'll kick off the action in about 8 minutes and 10 seconds. So items coming out. Medusa opting to go Soul Ring. That way she can always have that mana, which does translate to be more health with that mana shield that she picks up. So aside from that first blood, still not a whole lot going on, just farming. Spectre now up to 45 last hits. Let's check the net worth. So Centaur with the most net worth, grabbing that first blood, allowing him to take the lead. Legion Commander right behind him. Invoker not too far behind that. So not too many windows of opportunity for these supports to take their chance and get the kills. Just a lot of farming going on. You know, a lot of this is real reminiscent of the old school Asian teams that, you know, used to just play real safe, get real farm, very efficient farming, get those big items nice and quick, and then suddenly the team just decides, hey, you know, our carry's fat enough, let's just ram it down their throats about 40 minutes in. You know, if you watch TI4 at all, that was definitely not the case this year, but definitely back in the day, that's how people used to play Dota. But with the new mechanics, you know, the new bounty runes and the kill streak golds being a little bit higher, we don't see that style of play anymore. But that is what we're seeing right now out of this game. Just a lot of farming, a lot of defensive play. You know, all kinds of wards, blocking camps, and just trying to get vision and make sure the other team doesn't have vision. ZVN will get dropped again by Centaur. He does commit the Stampede, but early game, you know, it's on a low enough cooldown. When they needed it, should be back up. So
The Dire might want
2-0 in favor of Black Sheep Wall right now. Maestro picking up both those kills. He does have his Blink Dagger. So Centaur with the Blink Dagger coming out early is great. Invoker with his Hand of Midas going to allow him to get a whole arm. You know, considering this is a farm style game, I'm really not surprised that was picked up. Looking pretty good. Black Sheep Wall in a good position right now with their, as far as farm and their items go. Legion Commander also, getting that blink dagger. Gonna start looking to snowball, get the extra damage from that dual ability. So we'll see how that works out. Lots of pings coming out. Legion Commander wanting to make sure they defend that tower. Valen sensing the pressure from Centaur. He will back off and he'll be okay, even though Maestro does have his blink now. So CTN blinking in, doesn't quite have the range. Chasing down Azure, he is going to get a TP and he'll think better of it and start to back off.
Purification.
Again, a very defensive game we're seeing here. You know, Legion Commander maybe trying to make a little bit of an offensive play, but just a little bit too far away. Positioning was well done by Azure, you know, making sure he was safe.
Coin for me.
So Silencer grabbing a pair of bounty runes. That'll be great for him. He is still level 5. 12 minutes in, doesn't have his ult. Ult coming out. Spectre able to pay back. Maestro getting in a kill on the Centaur. Legion Commander did yes, he did get the victory, so that's 10 damage. The snowball begins. So 2-1, still in favor of Black Sheep Wall. A little bit of reprisal coming out from Team OS. And it is a bit of justice that the kill was picked up by ZVN. So TP coming out from Centaur. Are they going to back off? They are, so they will stay out of range. Right now, Legion Commander with the invisibility rune, so maybe able to take them by surprise a little bit, although Centaur, a really hard target to take down, especially with the 2 kills, him being level 10 and the blink dagger. Legion Commander going to TP out. So, yep, probably not a good idea to go on Centaur. I would say they agreed with that. Maybe looking to pick up a kill bottom. You know, with Medusa having the level of farm she does, and the maybe going Morbid Mask, she doesn't have quite the tankiness that she'd want. They might be able to get a pick on her if they play the cards right. But yeah, both teams still being very cautious, making sure they know that they are safe and that they can get their farm. So Centaur, Maestro, Brinklin, Finger of Death coming out. The stomp, Sunstrike will come down. Invoker getting the kill on Spectre. So Spectre's 3rd death of the game. TP's coming out from OS, but they're just too late. Too much burst potential from BSW.
Illusion.
Alright, not quite sure what CTN did there. He is putting himself in a little bit of trouble. He's up on the cliff. He did have Curse of the Silent, but he was able to remove it with Press the Attack, but the auto attacks he's taking from Sirius, not going to allow him to blink. The misses though, he could blink, I'm not sure what he was doing. Sunstrike coming out, that is going to slow his blink down again. He's still stuck up on the cliff, no one coming, he does go down. So Silencer will drop. Legion Commander not really sure what was going on there. Cold Snap coming on Valen, he does get a heal from Omni-Knight. He'll be just fine. Sirius chasing a little bit, does not get the curse off. He'll be forced to back off. Meanwhile, Lion and Centaur in the top lane, going on Rock. Gets Hex. Spectre ulting Rock. Able to take down Lion, but then he drops. Maestro trying to TP out. Does not get it. So double kill coming out on Spectre. 2 for 2 exchange. I would say that OS came out on top of that with their carry being able to pick up a couple kills, especially with the early deaths. Slow him down. Maybe allow him to get back in the game. Now reaching level 11. So, you know, well done. Rotations. Sirius gonna go down. Legion Commander gonna mass a couple more attacks. Cold Snap coming out, but it's not gonna be enough damage. Mercury gonna be forced to fall back. So another kill picked up in favor of OS.
That bottom tower.
Meanwhile, though, Black Sheep Wall does pick up a tower. So things starting to pick up a little bit here. Kills starting to happen a little more as both teams start to fall into some items. So we have now a Vanguard picked up on Spectre, allowing her to get that extra tankiness. Other than that, not too many big items picked up. CTN gonna get dropped, even over the cover. Under the cover of silence, I guess they are able to pick up the kill. So gonna put some pressure on that middle tower now.
Dire's mid tower is having technical difficulties.
Big stacks coming out.
Dire went and fortified their structure.
Triple stack. Trying to get Azure that farm. Medusa needs Mask of Madness now picked
Dire's
up on
mid
Medusa.
tower could use a little help.
So that's an item you typically don't see on Medusa, but we'll see how it pays off for him. You know, once Medusa runs out of mana, she doesn't really have the capacity to take damage. So see that pays off. Centaur ult coming out. Viper using his ult, but it's not going to slow Sirius down. They will retreat. Wall coming down. It looks like both teams will get out just fine. Just some taps on the wrist. So good awareness by Centaur, making sure his team gets out safe, even though Lion getting ulted by Viper. Able to speed away. So it looks like Black Sheep Wall has a few up top. They think they're in a good position, but there's the whole Dire team coming. CTN blinks in. He will get the kill. Skywrath all coming out. Maestro taking lots of damage. He'll get dropped as well. Omni Knight all coming out. They'll chase down Sirius and they will pick him off. 3 for none exchange. Well played by Team OS. Now I suspect they'll go for the tower here, although they are all out of mana. CTN going to be teleporting mid. Maybe trying to save that tower. Sees it drops. Cancels the TP. Going to continue the push up top. Without that mana, though, we'll see if they're able to get this tower.
Radiant's top tower is in bad shape. Have fun trying to bust
Support
down
coming out.
structures now.
TP coming in. Invoker heading that way. Will they be able to get there in time?
Radiant's
Team is
top
now
tower
respawning.
hurt.
Tower will drop. Meatball comes out.
One
Curse of the
last
Silent
top
goes out,
tower
but
for the Radiant.
damage is already done. Tower's out. They will
Dire's
now
mid
fall
tower
back
is
and be
having
just fine.
Technical difficulties.
Meanwhile, Medusa pushing the bottom lane, going for the tier 2 tower. TP comes out, and she's going to fall back again. She'll be okay as well. So, well played by Team OS, able to get that tower, able to get the 3 for none pick off. Lots of momentum now going their way.
Regeneration.
So taking a look at the experience, Black Sheep Wall up by about 2,000 in experience, up by about 5,000 in gold. So 19 minutes in, Black Sheep Wall does have the lead, but again, you know, the last play, OS showing that they do have the ability to execute team fights. So they can take a 3 for none exchange and take a tower. But not looking like they're going to want to defend their tower up here, so that victory is going to be short-lived.
Dire's got one last top tower.
But yeah, still a lot of farm going on, just kind of both teams focusing on getting the stacks, making sure Medusa gets the farm she needs, Invoker using that Hand of Midas as much as possible. On the Dire side, you know, Mechanism picked up by Rock, that offlaner. It looks like Spectre's going to be going for a Diffusal Blade, just to burn some of that mana, although Diffusal Blade being best against Medusa because it's almost like double damage. You burn the mana and the health it burns more mana, so the ability to get through that mana shield quickly is imperative when trying to kill a Medusa. So smoke popped. Omni Knight going to be kind of off on his own. He does see the line. He gets greedy for the haste rune. He goes for it. Casts the repel. CTN coming out. Going to find Lion and winner. Chicken dinner. CTN picking up more damage. So, you know, maybe not the way they had it planned in their head, but a successful smoke for OS. So Repel coming out, maybe looking to put a little bit of pressure on this tower. They do have people rotating. Spectre does have ultimate. And now Diffusal Blade, so she'll be able to be here any second. if a fight does break out. Now, one of the threats of Spectre is just her ability to constantly be a presence, as long as her ult's up. So she's kind of off safely farming while they put some pressure on, but the whole team of Black Sheep Wall will show up to defend. Not going to give the towers up quite as easily. Yeah, both teams just kind of taking their time. Here we go, a little bit of aggression. Rock coming out, sees that they're farming Ancient. They are going to dive deep. Centaur coming out. He will go in, he gets a stomp, gets a couple heroes. Global Silence coming out. Curse. Freestyle getting dropped, not able to do anything. He will go down. Azure fighting. Takes Rock, so 3 for none. A little bit too aggressive by OS. Seeing that Medusa was farming, they said, hey, we got to do something about this. But the whole team was there, ready to defend that tier 1 tower. And as it turns out, they got it turned on them, and that is not what they wanted. So, Spectre not even using the ultimate to try and help out.
A little help. Radiant's top
That'll leave
tower
Black Sheep
taking
Wall
hits.
available to push this tier 2.
Dire's mid tower won't last.
So it'll go down.
Them Dire buildings are tough as nails for
Illusion
now.
catching some hate.
The Dire couldn't hang on to that mid
Maestro
tower.
now in a little bit of trouble, taking a lot of damage. She'll try and TP out. Skywrath all coming out, but he will be okay. Invoker trying to cover the escape of Silencer. He will TP out okay. Mercury now on the run. Freestyle chasing him. Steps back to use mana boots, give his team some mana. They do spot him out with the illusion. Now he could. His Invoke is still on cooldown. Will he be able to Ghost Walk? And he will get the Ghost Walk off. Pause coming out. So a little bit of lag experienced by CTN, but he thinks it's okay now. Maybe a little bit of a tactical pause. So there they are, the ward comes out, Centaur ult will be used, so Mercury on the run. He's still slowed by the Viper ultimate. He's outside the range of the ward now, but they know where he is. Heal. Are they going to be able to find him? He steps off to the right. Now they know he's disappeared, but they cannot quite guess. So they will give up on the chase. Mercury should make it out and be okay. Viper stepping back in. Ghost Walk does last for, I believe, 100 seconds. Yeah, 100 seconds, so he'll be able to walk away. They won't notice him. Well played by Black Sheep Wall, keeping most of their team alive. Lion did drop early in the fight, but you know, if you lose support every once in a while, it's not the end of the game. So well executed retreat.
Guess what's happening to Dire's bottom tower?
Another pause, possibly some lag issues. So yeah, pretty close game, 9-9, almost 24 minutes in. Diffusal Blade on Spectre, so Spectre again with their ultimate able to just kind of farm and hang out. Vanguard Embracer picked up, so really tough hero to take down, really hard to just solo gank. She can always just kind of ult and get away, use that dagger, get away. She'll be able to farm up, but you know, on this side, Azure also now has the Maelstrom, Mask of Madness, so that's a lot of attack speed, lots of spread damage. Necronomicon on Invoker along with the Yules. Another Yules picked up on Maestro, so lots of additional kind of crowd control items picked up from Black Sheep Wall, but lots of damage on Team OS. So we're still at the stage where it's really hard to tell, you know, who's in the lead. We can look at the graphs. 10,000 gold plus 11,000 gold net worth in favor of Black Sheep Wall. We also have quite an experienced lead, but really on the scoreboard and in practice, these fights are kind of going either way.
Damage.
Legion Commander blinking in, not quite able to get it. Spectre ult coming out. Centaur ult now is cast. So Stampede runs right over Legion Commander. ZVN fighting it out, blinks in. Sure taking damage. Medusa using her ult. They will be forced to retreat. If they don't, they'll be statues. So Freestyle Curse the Silent on him. He's not going to make it. Meanwhile, though, Repel being cast on Spectre, going back into the fight. Deafening Blast coming out. Rock on the run. Earn on him. It's going to be enough damage to take him out. We don't know. ZVN going to get dropped. Rock will survive. So a 4-for-none exchange. But so many of their heroes so low. A little bit of probably miscommunication. Just the inability to focus on heroes and take them down. But well done by the Stampede and the, global silence.
Long may you be
Just shutting down their initiation. The Legion Commander, a little bit of a misplay. Blinking in just short. Not quite able to catch that Centaur out. That was the start of the whole mess. But Black Sheep Wall going to be moving towards Roshan. The Legion Commander not fooled. Going to kind of break up that play. So the Ward from Black Sheep Wall. Lying to see that Legion Commander coming in. But, no vision from OS. I guess they probably figured that they were going to do Roche, but they were pretty low, so able to stop that. So still staying in this game, keeping it nice and close.
invisibility.
United going to check his health, sees they didn't do very much damage to Roshan. Now going to be inspecting their jungle. So no one anywhere in the zip code of each other. Still just a lot of farming going on. Spectre again off on that free farm spree. Always a presence in fights though, because of the ultimate. Legion Commander finding Centaur Sunstrike coming out. Lots of burst damage. Skywrath able to use the ult, and he will go down. Legion Commander getting even more damage. Up to 76 bonus damage now, just from ultimate alone. So no real items. I guess power treads give a little bit of damage, but not really many damage items, almost up to 200 damage just from the ultimate alone. And that's the power of Legion Commander. Legion Commander can just build tanky and get tons of damage just because.
Radiant's mid tower's coming apart. Radiant disown their mid tower. Radiant's bottom tower's seen better days.
So Bloodstone picked up on Medusa. Global Silence. Legion Commander still able to get the kill even under the cover of silence. 2 of them picked up. Centaur just now getting back to life from the first engagement. So Bloodstone kind of slipped in there. Necronomicon 3 on Invoker. Again, that Bloodstone. Those are the major item pickups since the last time. Centaur working towards maybe a Shiva's. But they will now move towards Roche.
Tower's getting the business.
Looks like Black Sheep Wall thinks they're in their jungle. Will that move them towards Roche? They do not have any wards in the area. They were countered. So they don't know for sure that they're doing Roshan. Spectre getting a lot closer. So the team all together here at Roshan. Spectre probably moving in to take the Aegis. They are moving in now. Silencer's ult still on cooldown, so they might not be able to bring the fight they want to. Centaur ult being used really early. They won't be able to use it to engage. So 2 big ults down. Omni-Knight ult coming out. Medusa, lots of statues. Unfortunately turns to stone. Lion Fingers isn't able to do any damage with Fingers of Death. The Meatball coming out, lots of low health. So Omni-Knight will drop, Viper will drop. ZVN now in lots of trouble, and ZVN will go down as well. So BSW probably going to try their hand at Roshan with OS, and they're extremely weak in state. He's very low. He's going to go down. So Roshan now picked up by Black Sheep Wall. 5 kills up. Roshan also with the Aegis. They will probably push now. So taking a look, still no more big item purchases. They do have the Aegis. Medusa's net worth up to 14,000. Invoker up to Invoker up to 14,000. Medusa up to 13,600. Serious on the run. CTN now in trouble.
Radiant's top
Stacking up
tower
the
is
stuns.
advanced.
A little bit too aggressive, so more intelligence for that silencer. Shushing that Legion Commander. Up to 24 bonus intelligence. Lots of snowballs, both sides. But BSW now having a serious advantage. Spectre gonna ult.
My heart beats.
We'll get Silencer.
Double kill.
And we'll also get Centaur. So very nice ult by Spectre. Good map awareness. Better than me right now. I didn't notice they were both quite that low, but well played by, I think it's Z. Yeah. ZVN. Okay, I didn't want to Space Spectre. I want to recognize these players for doing a good job. I want to make sure I use their names, but having never watched them play before, I'm not super familiar, so ZVN, good map awareness. Way to pick up that double kill. So both teams kind of continuing to farm, even with that Aegis with 2 people down. It is very difficult. 11 charges on the Bloodstone. Force Staff picked up by Centaur, so now he has Blink, Force Staff, and Yules. Lots of mobility with the extra move speed. Just the ability to get in there with Blink, get out with Force Staff, and hide and Yules if he needs to. You know, if they do manage to do a lot of damage to him. So I see him flying all over the minimap. But yeah, Spectre just picking up all kinds of farm. Now has a Yasha, so lots of extra movement speed, able to utilize that Diffusal Blade. Those illusions just catch up so much faster and get lots of extra hits in. It does add up to a lot more damage on the ultimate. So Invoker trying for ZVN, but that dagger will allow him to escape, throwing out the tornado, but it will miss. They did see that he's still back there. He does not have a TP scroll. Invoker blinks in. But lots of damage coming out. The tankiness, not enough. So Invoker will be the one that goes down. ZVN getting away with 50 health. Another nice play, hiding out in the woods. But it will go down. So Silencer picking up a couple more intelligence. Black Sheep Wall just determined to kill that hero. Global Silence coming out, trying to cover their retreat. It is committed. They still are on the chase. They find Maestro. Legion Commander gets the ultimate off. Viper all coming out. Skywrath all coming out. All kinds of damage being piled on. Centaur using the Yules, keeping himself alive. Omni Knight ulting. Centaur still alive. Shockingly. Legion Commander on the hunt with the blinks. The blinks! More blinks! The jukes! Maestro with the jukes! Lion taking Omni Knight out of the equation. CTN still hunting down. Centaur with more blinks. Lion draining all the mana away. CTN in a lot of trouble. Gonna need to blink away, but gets hit with the auto attack. Azure now on the chase. Sunstrike doing lots of extra damage. CTN still trying to run away. A little bit of a heal coming out. Rock now the main focus. Centaur ultimate. Chasing down CTN. The hunter becomes the hunted. 5 for none exchange. Black Sheep Wall showing dominant presence now in this game. So very well played. Extremely impressive teamwork. Maestro being able to stay alive and come back with the Stampede, which ultimately gets them the 5 kills they needed.
Long may you be remembered.
So using our charges to heal up, they're going to put a lot of pressure on this tier 2 tower. Only 3 people from Team OS in play.
Structures right now.
Throw out some pokes to try and back them off.
Dire's top tower.
But I don't think it's going to be enough. I think this tier 2 tower is going to go down. And it does.
Dire's lost the top tower.
So OS dropping wards, preparing for the siege of the tier 3 while they still have 2 teammates recovering. Omni Knight trying to intimidate a little bit with the repel, but thinks, hey, you know, I probably can't quite do that. So he backs off. But now the tier 3 siege has begun.
All wands will break. Beware.
Spectre getting the repel. Viper all going on an Invoker. He does have Invoke up, so he will be able to go swap if he needs to. Lots of action, but getting very aggressive. The big turn. Zero ult. Damage, damage, damage. so many spells being cast. So 2 go down on OS. Lion, Finger of Death. That makes it 3. Doing lots of damage to tier 3. Rock, a little bit of a misclick, going the wrong direction. He probably wants to go the other way. So tier 3 tower does go down. Ice wall looking like they're maybe wanting to retreat, but then they realize, alright, there's still 3 down. Let's put the damage in. So they will opt to go for the melee racks. So Viper putting constant ultimates out, trying to reduce the amount of damage, but just not really doing anything against 5 of them.
Nothing left of Dire's top rags.
CTN caught the tornado with the stomp, double stun. CTN taking the burst damage. Curse coming out. He will drop. Rock now in a lot of trouble. Deafening blast. Global silence. Team not able to help him. Items still work. Yules, is he going to be able to make it to the base? Sunstrike. Mechanism being used. Rock will be okay. Now the Stampede allowing him to back out. So deep dives. Easy retreat. Focusing now on middle tower tier 3. With Legion Commander and Spectre dead, there's not a whole lot OS can do to stop him. Viper just constantly ulting Medusa, trying to slow down her attack. But to no avail. Medusa just too tanky. 18 charge on the Bloodstone. Their regeneration is just too high. So Lion picking up his Ags, now able to use AoE Finger of Death. On a very low, I think it's 20-second cooldown. Well, it's 60-second because he's not quite level 15, but it does get down to a 20-second cooldown at level 3. Amazing damage potential on Lion. So looking grim for OS. Lost a couple team fights in a row. Lost to Rax. They are really on their back foot right now, and it's really going to come down to, you know, can Spectre get the big item she needs? At this point, do you think maybe Spectre starts going for a Divine Rapier? Lots of damage. Legion Commander, winner yet again.
Dire's mid towers having
Unlimited in a rough spot. He's able to blink out. Spectre chasing down, doing lots of mana damage to Azure, but doesn't want to chase with Centaur ult on. Probably a good move. Maestro debating. He blinks in. He doesn't get anyone with his stomp in the middle of the entire Dire team. So lots of trouble. Omni Knight ulti gonna try and save him, but they're still running away. They're not doing any damage. ZVN trying to lead the team away. Will get killed. Sunstrike in the middle of nowhere. Rock now the target. Be a big stomp out. Joe's coming up in 2 seconds. So far nothing. Lots of tornadoes. Dire team still on the run, not doing any damage. You know, if they give another 5 for none here, this is going to be GG.
Your death will serve.
So focus now shifting to the Raxes.
Dire's mid tower.
Tier 3 tower going to go down in a hurry. Spectre not up to defend. Legion Commander severely wounded.
Dire's mid-range ain't doing so hot.
So 3 now down. That's going to be another set of racks.
Dire's
And it's looking like
mid-range
GG.
ain't around no more.
Team OS deciding to fight to the bitter end.
Guess what's happening to Dire's bottom tower?
It's going to be tier 3 bottom. Still no defense able to be mounted. They do have a buyback on Viper. I'm really surprised at this stage they haven't used it. You know, this is for Mega Creeps. Once they get Mega Creeps, there's really no chance of OS being able to come back. So Spectre now up. Very shocked. They will get Megas. So out comes the Global Silence. This is where they can just kind of hunt them down. Refresher, but no second ult coming out from Silencer. Doesn't need it. There it is. There's the second ult. Azure just in the shit. Doing all kinds of damage. They're not able to get through that mana shield. 23 charges on the Bloodstone. Good game. Well played. GG's coming out. So game 1 will go to Black Sheep Wall.
That's a win.
We'll be back in a little bit with game